Albuquerque Public School System Administration took heat tonight for new guidelines that it has given to principals about handling issues with transgender students. Transgender groups and some school board members don't like the guidelines. News 13's Alex Goldsmith has that story.
Dick, the issue was the hot topic at a school board committee meeting tonight, and it could be a hot topic for state lawmakers come January.
Every year this issue comes up and principals ask for direction.
Transgender students represent a small fraction of the APS student population, but they present unique challenges to schools. The NMAA tackled the issue earlier this year, requiring students to play sports according to the gender on their birth certificate. Now APS has stepped in with guidelines of their own.
I don't want principals in a position where one principal on one side of town decides one direction and somebody else decides another.
Under the guidelines, transgender students will be given the option of using gender-neutral restrooms and locker rooms. Transgender students who want to have district records reflect a different name will need a court-ordered name change. Getting a new gender on those records will require a changed birth certificate, something some board members took issue with tonight.
Asking for a birth certificate is cumbersome, expensive, and not always possible.
Adrian Lawyer with the Transgender Resource Center says the guidelines are effectively segregation.
For me, this feels like a huge school district that had the opportunity to lead the way in our country is going to find themselves on the wrong side of history and having done the wrong thing by transgender people.
This is far from a settled issue. Brooks is hoping the state steps in.
I think we took a step tonight in coming up with some guidelines for principals, but I think the real meat of this issue has to come from the state.
New Mexico wouldn't be the first state to tackle the issue. California has passed a law allowing students to use restrooms or play sports with whatever gender they identify with, regardless of the sex on their birth certificates. Back to you.
Okay, Alex, APS says a dozen students currently identify as transgender, but the Transgender Resource Center says there are many more than that.